and okay, well, I guess that speaks for itself. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and I'm doing something a little different today. Because remember when video responses were an actual feature on YouTube? I'm throwing it back to that a little bit, even though it's not Thursday today, because recently Plumbella did this video where she called it rating future Sims 4 packs. It's not ideas that are confirmed to be coming or anything, but it was just some ideas that she had for future packs, and then she ranked them in the order that she wanted them. So I thought I would do my response to that and do my own rankings of those ideas. And I did reach out to her and she was okay with me doing this. So yeah, we're all good. So without further ado, let's get started. So at number 9, oh, by the way, I'm actually going to talk about one extra idea that Plumbella didn't mention in her video, so stick around for that too. But at number 9, we have a future-style pack. You might be a little bit surprised this is the one that's at the bottom of the list, but something had to be at the bottom. And the reason I put futuristic at the bottom is because even though I really like Star Wars and sci-fi, it's just, we already had that in The Sims 3, and I don't feel like that needs to be re-explored this soon. I actually did enjoy Into the Future, but I just don't really feel like I badly need sci-fi stuff in The Sims 4. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some clothing and stuff like that that looks like something out of Tron, but I don't know. I just don't really need it as much as the other ideas. Because also, I feel like if they were going to do a time travel sort of pack, they should do Into the Past instead of Into the Future, so it is something a little different and a bit more original. And funny enough, this actually leads into number 8, which is a history theme. So I would prefer Into the Past pack over Into the Future again, but in the end, I'm honestly not too confident about their ability to keep it contained to that one world. Need I explain how vampires went? So I don't know. I'm not sure if they could do it better with the history pack, because I mean, yeah, Plumbella did mention Dragon Valley, and I actually do have a soft spot for that world because that was actually where I did my very first Sims-related Let's Play. But even in Dragon Valley, you still had the yellow taxis, and you still had your Sims using cell phones. It was just kind of weird. So even in that sense, it's just like immersion breaking a little, even when you're in that world itself. They did do it a little bit better with Oasis Landing Into the Future with the futuristic cars, but yeah, I don't know if they can pull that off again. So I feel like if they were to do more time period related gameplay in The Sims, they should relegate this to a spin-off like The Sims Medieval again. I actually need to play that. I've had it in my Origin library for I can't even remember how long, but I still haven't really properly played it. But yeah, I just feel like these historic themes or future themes, they're really not too important right now. Maybe save that towards the end of the game's life cycle, like with The Sims 3. So number 7, we have disasters. So it's not something I'm super keen on, but things I would like to see smaller aspects of, because I have expressed in the past that I would like to see more minor stuff. Like if the wind is really strong, then certain objects that you leave outside that are small, like gnomes and chairs, you could have those kind of turn into rubble. So it's like, oh, the wind destroyed them and that sort of thing. And also maybe if there's a lot of rain, then the basement can get flooded. But as for things like tornadoes, I feel like they might be annoying more often than not, because then it would just like destroy hours upon hours of work building a house that you just put like so much effort into. It's just like, oh, it's gone. Even though you can save it into the library, you might have done like modifications to it to suit your family and stuff like that. So I'm not even sure if that's something that I really want, unless you could turn off the disasters individually. Yeah, it's not something I'm super keen on, but I'm a little bit more open to disasters than the historic stuff, because you could still have some smaller aspects, so it does make the game a little bit more dangerous, since I do feel like they do kind of play it a little too safe sometimes with The Sims. So the next one I have at number 6 is what Plumbella called an experience pack. But I'm gonna call it Amusement Parks because that seemed to be more what she was getting at with water parks, the Six Flags sort of stuff. So it is something I would like to see eventually, but it's just that there's other stuff that I would like to see more, which we will talk about later on in the video. So if I was doing this video a year later, then amusement parks might be right near the top, but I really still would like to see things like roller coasters and like the carnival games that we had in The Sims Vacation, like that whack-a-mole game, except it was, instead of moles, you were hitting Will right on the head. Yeah, there's just funny stuff like that and being able to earn prizes. So it's something I'd like to see eventually, just not the thing that I'd like to see most at the moment. So at number 5, we have Supernaturals. This is an interesting one to talk about for me because I do like having occults in my game. Even though I play realistic more often, I really like having occults mixed in sometimes to really shake up the gameplay, because some occults can have really different sort of lifestyles in comparison to just your normal human Sims. And it really depends like which occult specifically that I would want to see in what form, because I would like to see more occult game packs like vampires where you just have the one occult, but they go a lot more in depth with them than they have before. So I think witches really deserve something like that. But then when it comes to occults like mermaids and zombies, no offense to fans of those occults, but I feel like they don't really hold enough gameplay potential to really have their own game packs. So I think they could still work pretty well as a side feature in an expansion pack. So yeah, I definitely would love to see more Supernaturals, but yeah, I'm kind of against like having a straight up remake of the Sims 3 Supernatural expansion pack. Number 4 is Generations. So I do like playing with families, and I would like to see more family gameplay because Parenthood did scratch that itch a little bit, but it didn't completely take away the itch. So I would like to see more family gameplay, and even when you just think about the Generations expansion for The Sims 3, there was stuff like the pranking system where you could have kids be kids and like have whoopee cushions on the couch and changing the color of the water in the shower, that sort of stuff, and some of the events too, like the teen parties and sleepovers and prom night, though I'd really like to see those be visible events instead of them just disappearing into a rabbit hole. So yeah, I think there's a lot more you could still do with family gameplay in The Sims 4, though there's still a few other things that I would want to see first, but yeah, I think The Sims 4 needs more family gameplay still. Parenthood is not 100% a substitute for that. Alright, so entering the top 3 now, we have superheroes. Well, I'm sure it's not really a surprise to most of you that this would rank so high on my list, though I wouldn't be surprised if I get some angry comments about putting superheroes above Generations. But here's the thing, like, we haven't had a life state for superheroes in The Sims before, so I think there's some potential for some exciting gameplay that we haven't had in the series before. Like, sure, we've had superhero costumes in past games, as well as like a little bit in The Sims 4, like with Get Famous, but we haven't had playable superheroes with their own like skill sets and superpowers and stuff like that. And there's quite a variety of different superheroes that you can have too, because I think most people just think of Superman where you're just like flying around in the sky, have super strength and shoot lasers out of your eyes, but that's not all superheroes. You have ones who are just very skilled at martial arts and weaponry, like Batman and the Green Arrow, and then you have superheroes and supervillains that are more technology-based, like Captain Cold and Heatwave, for example. Like they have the cold gun and the heat gun, so there's stuff like that too. And maybe you can even have some funny stories happen where you have your superhero try to blend in with everyday life, but maybe there's a chance that sort of an oopsie could happen, like the beginning of Supergirl, where it's like she kept her powers a secret for so long, but then when her sister was on a plane that was about to crash, she saved the plane. It's like, well, yeah, guess my powers aren't so much of a secret anymore. So Yeah, I think there is a lot of potential for a superhero pack, and I'm a little bit surprised that there isn't more demand for it because superheroes are so popular with movies, and it's been that way for like the past decade or so. But yeah, maybe it's just because they don't have that nostalgia factor of them being in previous games like witches have, for example. So yeah, I don't know. But personally, yes, I would absolutely love to see a superhero game pack at some point. Alright, so at number 2, we have University. Yep, that's right, it's not number 1. But yeah, I still think University is an important thing to have in The Sims because it's just like, sure, you do have some people who are successful just coming out of high school or not even finishing high school and they end up becoming these huge success stories, but a lot of people do actually get successful from having a degree and that sort of stuff. So I think it is more realistic to have it so that you do have the option of attending post-secondary and telling those sorts of stories instead of every single sim in your game coming out of high school and already having their dream job. So yeah, it would be great to have some careers that you could only get through university, or having university being like a bonus to the existing base game jobs and expansion pack jobs, and also just having more opportunities to live that young adult lifestyle. Even though we have like quite a bit of that, there's still things that I think we should get that would fit well with the university theme, like bunk beds and pool tables and stuff like that. So yeah, I think university is a necessity for The Sims, and that's a big part as to why I want it. But I would not use it as often as number 1, which is farming and off the grid. So it's definitely not a secret that I really want to see a farming pack for The Sims 4, because with the Sims 3 store, we did have some, in my opinion anyway, some really good farming sets with the cows and the chickens and the tractor, but I would really love to see that be fleshed out into a full-on expansion pack where they have more budget to do more things and put in more animals like sheep, because yeah, I think sheep would look really cute in The Sims 4, and yeah, I just think it's really fun looking after animals in The Sims, and I think we need more of them. And also, maybe we could finally see what llamas actually look like in The Sims, instead of them just being represented through mascots in university or whatever. We can actually have a llama farm. I think that would be really cool. So, it's another reason to do a farming pack. And off the grid, yeah, I think that would be really cool to have. I was a little disappointed, well, actually a lot disappointed, that Off the Grid ended up losing to Laundry in that community vote for the stuff pack that ended up becoming Laundry Day. And yeah, like I wanted Laundry eventually, but I think we would have gotten Laundry regardless of whether it had been in the community vote or not. But Off the Grid, I think, is a really sort of interesting, exciting new idea that can really shake up the normal gameplay. And with the Supernaturals, I was talking about, oh, how they can offer different sorts of lifestyles. And with farming, I feel very similarly, where it's just like, yeah, like having your own farm and making that your own job and that sort of thing, that's like a whole lifestyle. And it's not something that I'll have every single family in my game do, but when I do it, it's just like, it's so fun, and just a change of pace from living in like white picket fence suburbia or living in a high-rise in San Myshuno. I think it would really offer a sort of different gameplay style, and yeah, I just think it could potentially add a lot to the game, especially if it was done as an expansion pack. Then we could also get a big farming-inspired world like Appaloosa Plains in The Sims 3. But yeah, the thing is with farming, even though I wouldn't use it with every single family that I have in my game, I do feel like I would use it more often than University, because University is always off in its own section of the game, kind of like the vacation worlds are, so that's why University ended up ranking below farming and Off the Grid as well. Alright, so I just quickly went and grabbed Mimiko for this one, because the bonus idea that I teased at the beginning was a tropical paradise. Yeah, this is definitely a popular request as of recently, now that seasons and pets are out of the way. So I would really like to see a Tropical Paradise expansion pack come at some point. I think there's a lot they could do with it, and I'm curious to see what they would do with a vacation world as a full-on expansion pack, because we've had 2 vacation spots so far, and they've both come in game packs, so yeah, they could do a lot more with a tropical island, I think, than they even could with a jungle or the woods. So yeah, I think they could do like swimming in the ocean, they could do boats, they could have hotels, finally proper hotels, and scuba diving. That would be really cool if we could get that back and have a little underwater adventure, kind of like the jungle, but a little bit different. And mermaids, of course, that's one of the supernaturals that I would like to see, and I think would fit really well into that pack. And yeah, there's just so many possibilities with that sort of theme, so I hope that comes, and I would actually rank that as number 2. Yep, above University as well, because that's another thing where I think I would use it a little more often than University, because I think I would have more of my families go off on a tropical vacation than going to University. But yeah, of course, Mimiko would disagree with me. Wait, Mimiko, seriously, we're not doing a reaction video, no need to fall off my shoulder. But yeah, Tropical Paradise would definitely be at the very, very top of his list, because seagulls, oceans, beaches, more opportunities to steal Sims food and that sort of thing. So yeah, but that's pretty much it for my video response to Plumbella's Rating Future Sims 4 pack. So thank you, Plumbella, for inspiring me to do this video and for letting me do a response to it. And definitely go subscribe to her if you haven't already. Her channel is growing so fast right now, and she definitely deserves it. Her videos are really entertaining, and okay, well, I guess that speaks for itself. Mimiko also says yes, that would definitely be exciting if you went and subscribed to Plumbella right now. And yeah, it was really fun doing this video too, because it was a nice change of pace reacting to someone else's ideas instead of just coming up with the ideas myself. And hopefully you all enjoyed this video as well, so be sure to leave a like or comment or even subscribe because it lets me know that you like my channel, my videos, and it helps you keep up to date more easily with my latest stuff from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching.